Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all. All of you, please switch on your videos. Alana, Alan, Alia, Anlia, Gobi Krishna, Alana, Vinayak, Abhinav, Thomas, Jaco. All of you, please switch on your videos. Okay, children. So in the last class, we were discussed about what are the importance of universal law of gravitation. What do you mean by free fall and freely falling body? The term associated with their free fall, that is acceleration due to gravity. What is the difference between simple acceleration and that of the acceleration due to gravity, and the equation for calculating the acceleration due to gravity? I hope all these topics are clear to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, all of you, please close your books. We can quickly recall all these topics once again. After that, we can move to the next topic. All of you, please close your books. Okay. So we can start with Gobi Krishna. Gobi Krishna, tell me what are the importance of universal law of gravitation? Importance of universal law of gravitation. Please turn on your video. Gobi, are you there? Thomas, importance of universal law of gravitation. I think some connectivity issues are there. Alana Jinson.
The universal law of gravitation successfully explained.
Yes. Say loudly, I can hear.
The universal law of gravitation.
It binds us towards the earth. Then, okay, Prarthana, tell me what are the importance of universal law of gravitation?
Ma'am, the force which binds us to the earth.
Yes, it is the force that binds us towards the earth. Good.
Ma'am, the motion of the earth.
Motion of the earth around where? Motion of planets around,
around
the
the
sun.
sun.
Motion of planets around the sun. Okay, good. Then Vinayak. Okay, enough. Vinayak. Importance of universal law of gravitation. Motion of planets around the earth. And
Motion of the moon around the earth.
yes, very good. The motion of the moon around the earth, because moon is the only natural satellite of the earth. It is moving around the earth because of this universal law of gravitation. One more importance, Vinayak. Try to recollect it.
Force that binds us to the earth.
Yes, it's already said here. The force which is bind us, all of us, towards the earth is because of gravitational force. One more.
Tides due to
Yes, the tides. The tides in the sea is mainly because of this gravitational interaction of the sun and the moon. The tides are due to this universal law of gravitation or the gravitational force. Okay. So the next one is free fall. What do you mean by free fall? Steve, define free fall.
Yes, ma'am. When a body falls from a height towards the earth,
When a body, yes.
only under the influence of a gravitation force.
Very good. When a body that is falls towards the earth only under the influence of gravitational force is known as free fall. There is no other external force is present or acting on that body. Only the gravitational force is exerting on it. Such a phenomenon is known as free fall, and the object which is undergoes this free fall phenomenon is known as freely falling body. Okay. Then the next question to Christo. What do you mean by acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity. Same question to Shankari. Try to define acceleration due to gravity. Krishnaveni.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by acceleration due to gravity?
The acceleration produced in a free-falling body due to gravitational force.
Yes, very good. It is the acceleration produced in a body due to the gravitational force of the earth. You can define this acceleration due to gravity in your own words. Okay, the simple acceleration is represented by the letter A, but here for a freely falling body, we cannot consider the simple acceleration. Here the acceleration is mainly due to the gravitational force of the earth. So the acceleration due to gravitational force of the earth is known as acceleration due to gravity. And how we can represent this acceleration due to gravity? Which letter is used to represent acceleration due to gravity? Ashmit.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can I say?
Oh, yes. Yes, Michelle, you can.
Ma'am, G.
Small letter G. Very good. Small letter G is used to calculate the value of acceleration due to gravity. And in the last class, we derive an equation for calculating its expression. We are deriving an expression for calculating the value of G. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
what is the equation? Equation for calculating the acceleration due to gravity, G.
Ma'am, small letter G is equal to capital letter G M by R square.
What capital letter M or small letter M?
Ma'am, capital letter M.
Capital letter M. So in the last class, we were discussing or we are deriving an equation for calculating the value of small g. And it is given by small g is equal to capital G M divided by R square. Capital G M divided by R square. What is capital G represents? Capital G.
Universal gravitational constant.
Universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. Okay. What do you mean by M?
Mass of the earth.
Mass of the earth. Very good. Mass of the earth. Okay. Then what about R?
Radius of the earth. Radius of the earth.
Excellent. It is the radius of the earth. Radius of the earth. Okay. So from this equation, what do you think? What are the factors on which the acceleration due to gravity depends? From this equation, you can say what are the factors on which the acceleration due to gravity depends. What are the factors present in this equation? Small letter g is equal to capital G, capital M divided by R square. So we can say that the acceleration due to gravity, small g, depends on what? It depends on the mass of the earth. And how it is depends? Acceleration due to gravity, small g, is directly proportional to mass of the earth. Okay. And it is also depends on the radius of the earth. The acceleration due to gravity, g, depends on the mass of the earth and radius of the earth. Here we don't need to consider this capital G because capital G is a universal gravitational constant. It is a constant. So we don't need to consider the factor capital G. Whenever we are consider the other factors, we can say acceleration due to gravity, G, depends on mass of the earth and radius of the earth. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay. So write the next heading. Factors on which acceleration due to gravity depends. Factors on which acceleration due to gravity depends. What is the first factor on which the acceleration due to gravity, G, depends?
Mass.
Mass of the earth. Very good. It depends on the mass of the earth. The second factor?
Radius of the earth.
Radius of the earth. Very good. Radius of the earth. So the factor acceleration due to gravity or the physical quantity acceleration due to gravity depends on only two factors. One is mass of the earth and the second one radius of the earth. Okay. So I have one doubt. Does this acceleration due to gravity depends on mass of the object? Is it depends on mass of the object?
No.
No, this doesn't depend upon the mass of the earth, mass of the object, not mass of the earth, mass of the object. Because yesterday, whenever we are deriving this acceleration due to gravity, we are starting the expression from here. Mg is equal to capital G into capital M, small m divided by r square. And we find the expression for G, small g is equal to capital G, capital M, small m divided by mr square. Okay, what is this small m represents? Small m?
Mass of the object.
Mass of the object. So yesterday, whenever we deriving this equation, this mass of the object is cancelled. So only the terms left here is acceleration due to gravity G is equal to capital G, capital M divided by r square. That is, the acceleration due to gravity G depends only on mass of the earth and the radius of the earth. It does not depends on the mass of the object. Okay, it does not depends on mass of the object. Acceleration due to gravity does not depends on mass of the object. Actually, this factor is mainly proved by a scientist called Galileo Galilei. Have you heard about Galileo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you think? If I have two stones, now I am going to drop it from a particular height. Okay, so one with a mass 10 kilogram, other with a mass 5 kilogram. I have two stones with a different mass, one with a mass 10 kilogram, other with a mass 5 kilogram. I am going to drop it from a particular height, from the same height. What do you think? Which stone reaches first?
Ma'am, 5 kilogram.
The stone with the 5 kilogram. I need different answers. From Prarthana, she says the stone with the 5 kilogram mass reaches first on the ground. What about others?
Can repeat.
Okay, I have two stones with a different mass. One stone is with a 10 kilogram, other stone is with a 5 kilogram. Now I am going to drop these two stones from a particular height. Okay, what do you think? Which stone reaches on the earth first?
10.
Stone with a 10 kilogram. Okay, all of them are gone with a 10 kilogram. What about others?
I'm 5.
Okay, from Ashmit it is 5 kilogram. Okay, then?
Ma'am, 5.
Neema, 5. Catherine?
10.
10. Alan?
10.
10. Vinayak?
10.
Tia?
10.
10. Is there any other options?
No, ma'am.
Okay. But unfortunately, all the answers are wrong. Actually, these two stones are reaches on the earth at the same time itself. Okay. Why? Because does the acceleration depends on the mass of the object?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No. The acceleration is not depends on the mass of the object. So whenever you drop the stone with a 10 kilogram mass or 50 kilogram mass from a particular height, both the stones are reaches at the same time. Okay, if there is no air resistance is present, one condition is there, if there is no air resistance is present, these two stones must be reached at the ground on the same time. Because we know that acceleration due to gravity does not depends upon the mass of the object. Whatever may be the object, whether it is a larger one, smaller one, nothing will be a fact. Both of the object will be reaches at the same time because the same acceleration due to gravity is experienced by the two objects. Okay, so sometimes you may have a doubt arise in your mind. Whenever we drop a stone and a paper, we are drop it from a particular height. Which one reaches on the ground first?
Ma'am, stone.
It is stone, and after that the paper is reaches on the ground. Why it is happens like that? According to our concept, introduced by Sir Isaac Newton, acceleration due to gravity does not depend upon the mass of the object. But whenever we throw or drop a stone and a paper from a particular height, the stone reaches first than that of the paper. Why this happens like that?
And because paper catches air.
Yes, because there is a presence of air resistance. Okay, have you heard about friction? I know that you must have heard about the term friction in the 8th standard. Have you heard about friction? What do you mean by friction? Friction.
Ma'am, means if a car is going with a high speed, the road will not make it into reverse direction.
Yes, actually friction means it is an opposing force. Okay,
Yes,
it is the
means that when the car is going at a high speed, the road will try to reduce its speed by friction.
Yes, the because of the particular arrangement or the construction of the road, it reduces the speed of the vehicle. That is what is meant by friction. Okay, so the general concept or the general definition of friction means it is an opposing force. It is an opposing force that opposes the relative motion of an object. Okay, it is opposes the relative motion of an object. That is what is known as friction. So if the motion of an object along a straight line road, this is what is known as friction. The opposing force that is exerted on the object is known as friction. The same thing if the object is moving in air, the movement of the object is opposed by some kind of force. That force is known as air resistance. Okay, so if the object is moving in air, there is some kind of frictional force is present in air, and the frictional force present in air is, we call it as air resistance. So when we thrown the stone and that of the feather or from a paper from a particular height, this paper is actually affected by what? It is affected by the air resistance. That is, the resistance offered by the air opposes the relative motion of the paper. That is why whenever we drop the stone and paper from a particular height, the stone reaches first. After that, the paper will reaches on the ground. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is not because of the gravitational force, it is because of the air resistance the paper reaches last. Okay, so actually the concept of acceleration due to gravity, the same acceleration due to gravity is exerted on every object on this universe. It does not depend on the mass of the object. If you repeat the same experiment inside a vacuum, inside a container, by removing all the air, we are repeating the same experiment by dropping of this air and that of a paper. Okay, we are going to repeat the same experiment, taking the same stone, same paper, and we are going to conduct this experiment in a room in which no air is present. We are evacuated all the air using a vacuum pump. Using vacuum pump, we are removing all the air present in this room. Now this room is with an air free. You just imagine a room without any air. We are repeating this activity. Then you can find that both the stone and the air reaches on the ground at the same time. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you are drop the object, if it is a big object or smaller objects from a particular height, both of the object is experiences the same acceleration due to gravity. Because acceleration due to gravity depends only on the mass of the object, mass of the earth. It does not depend upon the mass of the object. Is it clear? Depends only on the mass of the earth, not depend upon the mass of the object. Okay, that's all about the first factor. Then what about our second factor? Acceleration due to gravity depends on radius of the earth. The value of g is depends on the value of g depends upon the radius of the earth. I will explain this with the help of a slide. What do you think the shape of earth is? It is perfectly sphere. Actually, the earth is not a perfect sphere. It has a flattened shape. Okay, earth is not a perfect sphere. The radius of the earth is longer towards the equator and it is less towards the pole. So here we have the equator. and the radius of the earth is greater at equator and lesser at poles. It is equator. At equator, what about the value of radius? Radius is high. This is the radius. R is high at the equator. At a pole, what about the value of radius? What do you think? Where is the radius is higher? Is at equator or towards pole? Towards equator, we can see the radius is high. Towards pole, what may be the radius of this earth? Radius is less. Okay. So from our equation, we have G is equal to capital G, capital M divided by R square. When the radius of the earth, R is the radius of the earth. If the radius of the earth is increases, what happens to acceleration due to gravity?
You can repeat.
If the radius of the earth increases, what happens to acceleration due to gravity? Just to think whether they are directly proportional or inversely proportional. I already mentioned any quantity that is right on the denominator is always inversely proportional to that of the quantity right on the left hand side. So here G is equal to capital G M divided by R square. So what do you think? What happens if the radius of the earth increases? Radius is inversely proportional to acceleration due to gravity. So if the radius of the earth increases, what happens to acceleration due to gravity?
Decreases.
It is decreases. Okay, radius of the earth and acceleration due to gravity both are inversely proportional to each other. All of you please note, acceleration due to gravity and radius of the earth are inversely proportional to each other. So if the radius is greater, which implies that the value of acceleration due to gravity will be less there. So now we can consider the case of earth. In the case of earth, it is not a perfect sphere. Its radius is large along the equator and its radius is less along the poles. So where is the value of radius is high in the case of earth? Is it at equator or at poles?
Equator.
It is at equator. Then what do you think? What about the value of G at equator? Is it minimum or maximum?
Maximum.
It is maximum. Very good. G is maximum at the equator. Because along the equator, the radius is high. If radius is high, acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so where is the G is, what about the value of G along the, which is maximum or minimum along the equator? That is what is my question. Here I made a mistake. If R increases, all of you please listen here. If R increases, value of G decreases. So here along the equator, the value of radius is increases. Then what happens to value of G at equator?
Decrease.
Value of G is decreases. So the value of G is minimum at equator. Now we can concentrate on here, poles. What happens to the value of radius along the poles? Value of radius along the poles?
Less.
Radius is less. R is less. That is R is decreases along the poles. Okay. Then what do you think? What about the value of G here? G. Is it minimum or maximum? You just concentrate on here. Both of them are inversely proportional to each other. When R decreases, what happens to G?
Increases.
Increases. G is maximum. G is maximum. Okay, we can repeat the same topic in the next class. Now it is almost